Okay, good afternoon and welcome everyone. Sorry, we are a few minutes late, but we will make it up very quickly. Martin, if you can please put the presentation on. I would like to introduce today's webinar and also the speakers that will be joining us for this informative session. Okay, so today's webinar is the second informative session for the second open call of the DeremCo's project. The DeremCo's project will be presented right after this brief introduction by our colleague Marco Diani, Professor Diani. He's a member of the coordinating team of the DeremCo project. After the contextualization and the presentation of the DeremCo, we will give the floor to our colleague Adelaide. She is partner from Meta Group, and she will provide us with a general description of the second open call, its objectives, and how to apply. After the presentation of the general description of the open call, we will then give the floor for the technical annex presented by our colleague Sylvester Volka from the Faculty of Technology and Polymers from Slovenia. And after that, we will have a Q&A session where we hope that we can answer some of your questions, followed by the conclusion of this webinar. The objective of the webinar is, as I already said, is to introduce the main aspects of the open call and to guide you on the main aspect, the eligibility criteria, the overview of the application process, and the explanation of the text and the technical annex. And without further ado, I will give the floor to my colleague Marco Diani for the DeremCo general introduction. Thank you. Marco, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Eme. Next slide, please. So, first of all, nice to meet you. I'm Marco Diani, and I'm assistant professor at the Mechanical Department of Politecnico di Milano, and I am here to present the DeremCo project on behalf of Professor Colledani of Politecnico di Milano, that is the coordinator of the project. I will be quite fast in presenting it. I want to leave more space to the presentation of the open calls, but it's important to have some concept in mind. So, first of all, why we decided to start with this project, with the DeremCo project? First of all, we started from a real problem, that is the one of composite materials. Composite materials are used in several, in a lot, to be honest, of applications, from wind energy to sailing boats, sports equipment, automotive, and so on. But the recycling and reuse now it's not robust. It's to be honest, there are no robust solutions to recycle and reuse this material. And we identified several barriers as a lack of a systematic, with a lack of systematic value chain integration, poor customer acceptance. This is one of the most important. Lack of circular economy business model and unstable and unpredictable end-of-life products flows. Next slide, please. So the objective of DeremCo is to develop at large scale and demonstrate at a large scale cross-sectorial circular value chain for the recovery and reuse of technology plastics into high-added value products, especially targeting fiber-reinforced plastics, also named composites. Sorry if I read this sentence, but it contains the basis, the pillars of DeremCo. So first of all, the cross-sectorial approach. It means that you take a material from a sector and you recycle it and use in another sector. You have the concept of recovery and reuse or recycle and reuse, if you prefer. You have the concept of circular value chain, so implementing circular economy in this sector, and also clearly the material that I already presented you, that is composites. Next slide, please. So, as I told you, one of the pillars is the cross-sectoral approach. Some materials from a sector, typically if you recycle them, cannot be reused in the same sector. You can reuse it in other sector, but if you do following the demand-driven approach that we will see in the next slide, you will see that you can reuse it in high added value products. So the idea in this case is to recycle the material and reuse it in high added value products. That is quite different from what happens now. Typically with composite materials, you recycle them and you use it as an example for co-processing of cement. So losing most, or if you prefer, all the end of life value of these products, because they have a value also when they arrive at their end of life. Next slide, please. So to do this, as I was telling you before, you have to implement a demand-driven approach. You have to implement a demand-driven circular solution. Typically, the traditional recycling acts like this. You have a product, an end-of-life product, you treat it in some way, you obtain a material, and then you understand what to do with the material. But we have to start from the end. I mean, start from the final product, from the product that I want to produce, understanding which are the properties, mechanical properties, physical properties, aesthetical properties too of these products, understand which kind of material you need to produce this product, and so optimizing the processes, both in terms of demanufacturing and reprocesses, if you prefer recycling and reprocesses, to obtain as much as material as possible in specifications. And in this way, you are able to reuse it in high added value products. As an example, from a wind blade to skis or some sports equipment that requires very high mechanical properties. Next slide, please. So, in this context, born the DeremCo project. Now the DeremCo project is entered this last year. It is a project that has been founded by European Union. The duration is 36 months. It's starting in December 2022. We are a lot of partners, to be honest, 30 partners from 7 EU countries and regions, coordinated by Politecnico di Milano, and as different specifics, let me say. First of all, and one of the most important is that we have collected partners from geographical areas with the highest utilization of composites. Different hubs, for sure. You will see later also this concept of hubs and so on. And all these regions has complementarity, smart specialization on technical enablers. So we exploited this to implement at a large scale, at a pre-industrial scale, let me say, different solutions. Next slide, please. I will not stress so much this, but the DeremCo project is based on both technical enablers and non-technical enablers. Among the non-technical enablers, we have, as an example, the increasing awareness, but also the multiplication effect that can be reached also through these open calls. And among the technical enablers, for sure, my colleague Sylvester Bolka will explain you later, but the DeremCo project is based mainly on two different solutions to recycle the composite materials. One is based on mechanical recycling, and another one on thermochemical recycling. And based on this, we have, next slide, please. We have 14 demo cases, or if you prefer, investment cases. They are divided in two different strategies, as I told you before. The first one is based on mechanical recycling, so composite granule demanufacturing, hybrid reprocessing and reuse of the material. You see here a quite effective infographics in which you have all the different demo cases with the sectors, with also the demo case leaders. They are all, most of them are companies. We have also some designers and so on. And you see also that we have a lot of different different sectors, as an example, automotive, sailing, and so on. And in the same way, next slide, please, we have also pilot strategy 2, that is based in this case on thermochemical recycling, in which we have long fiber and matrix demanufacturing, textile reprocessing and reuse, and also in this case in several sectors, from aerospace to construction. And I think my presentation is finished now, but what I want to say to you as last thing is that the open calls are fundamental for us, are fundamental for different reasons. Then for sure, Aimee will and Adelaide will explain you better than me, but are fundamental to replicate our solutions also in other sectors, and to multiplicate and increase the awareness and demonstrating more demo cases the effectiveness of implementing circular economy solutions in this field, the one of composite materials. So, if I remember well, this is my last slide, correct, Aimee?
I think so, Marco. I think so.
So,
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for contextualizing. Thank you for offering our audience a brief but very concise and effective introduction of what is the DeremCo, what it entails, what are our objectives, and of course introducing the reason why we're here, the open call, and as you said, the importance of the open call for enlarging the outreach and the final objective of the DeremCo. And with this, yes,
I want
Marco?
to say thank you to all the participants, because if they are here, it means that they are interested in this topic. And so I'm happy to see people connected and interested. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marco, again for being with us. We will see you again for the Q&A session. I hope that we will have some questions and that we will be able to answer these questions. But now we will go and enter into the main focus of today's webinar, which is to inform our audience about the specifics of this open call. And for this, I will give the floor to my colleague and partner Adelaide Moscatelli from Meta Group. Adelaide is member of the team of the organizing team for the open calls within the DeremCo. Adelaide, welcome, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Aimee, and thank you everyone to be here. I hope to give you a full overview of the open calls. Of course, if you have questions, then we will have a slot dedicated. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's start with the purpose of the open calls. So the open calls are the financial support to third parties, as most of you may know. And the main purpose is to reinforce the DeremCo demonstration activities through two main action: developing new circular business models in composite sectors and fostering new technological solutions. Next slide, please. Who can apply? This is really direct to the SMEs who can participate individually or, of course, in small consortia. We can allow the SME to participate in a maximum 3 consortia. Consortia composed by 3 SMEs, and of course they have to have the legal or an operative office to one of these regions, because it's not only restricted to the countries, but is for regions, by regions. Of course, this is really important that the legal entities need to be officially established at the moment of the submission of the application. Next slide, please. The project is expecting that the SMEs that applies reach goal of the technology readiness level of 7, at least 7. They can go upper, of course, it can be higher, but not the solution presented not can be less with a lower TRL. So and they should focus on 3 main areas: the input, process, or output. This means that in the input side, we are looking for new or improved materials to be treated with of course, DeremCo technologies. The process side is looking for complementary technologies, or of course, IT solution could be. And the output, of course, novel applications that the DeremCo materials could be put in. We have all the list of the materials that they could process, but I think my colleague Silvo could go a little bit deeper in the materials itself. Next slide. Okay, so the project cannot be longer than 6 months. No extension are allowed, and the maximum amount for each SMEs is 60,000 euros. But of course, if you are a consortia, you could present the project that can be higher, I mean, up to 180,000 euros. We have the overall amount for the second open calls that is 600,000 euros, but the project could be, I mean, they can ask for less, but not more. The project cost could be covered up to 100%, but of course it depends on the project that you're presenting, because we are not allowed to go over the 60,000. You can co-finance your own project with some activities, but everything needs to be already showed in the project itself when you apply. The grants are provided by this formula, which is the lump sum. This is a simplified approach. We thought that could be easier for the SMEs to not show all the financial spending for the whole project. But of course, everything needs to be certified. You need to have all the payrolls and all the costs you incurred in case of audits or something else. But of course, when you're presenting at the end of 6 months, the final report to us is not needed, the financial certification. Next slide, please. The submission is really easy. You can go on the webpage of DeremCo, and which has a direct link to the applicant webpage. The deadline is in exactly 1 month. So the 28th of February is the final deadline at midnight. So you have the whole day. And you have to register first in the platform, then fill in the application form, fill in and upload all the technical proposal, which is maximum 20 pages, but for the consortium is allowed to 3 more pages to describe all the team sites. And then, of course, you need to upload a proof of legal entity. So we need to see where you're from exactly, and then you are a legal entity. All the application must be submitted in English, and no other languages are allowed. All the projects that are not respecting the modalities described in the guidelines will be rejected. Of course, in case of technical problems, we have our emails that is always open, where you can ask whatever you want. Next slide, please. Okay, we are at the evaluation criteria. We have many, of course, criteria. The technical criteria you already know, but then we have the relevance, quality, which we have to evaluate and give you a point. Next slide, please. And then we have the potential impact. The maximum score is 60 points, and we put it a threshold of 35 points to give to the people the opportunity to reach all the points you can. Of course, a technical mentor will be assigned. The technical partners will be the ones who will reply and will be assigned depending on the expertise of each proposal submitted, and comparing to the of course expertise of the technical mentors. Next slide, please. Okay, so I think this is my last slide, and the obligation of the beneficiaries are mainly, there are not a lot of obligations, but of course, or recipients may be subject of checks, reviews, or audits investigating by, of course, Meta Group as responsible of the open calls, or the DeremCo consortium. This is something that we should discuss with the mentors, but we are allowed to see if you reached what you proposed in the proposal submitted. Of course, you may be asked to participate to some of the events that DeremCo is organizing, and that could be also on disseminate and communicate your results, or something that you reached within DeremCo and DeremCo open calls. So I think is all from my side. Amy.
Thank you, Adelaide. Thank you so much for providing us with this overview of the general aspects. I hope that there are some questions. If they are, please, by all means, you can share it with us through our comments. Otherwise, as Adelaide suggested, you can always reach the team, the managing team of the open call through the email deremco@meta-group.com. We will put this email again by the end of the presentations, in case that you didn't have the chance to look at it. We will also try to reach the participants, the audience, to share the presentations if necessary, if you want them, of course. And now we will go through the technical aspects of this open call. And I will just give the floor to Sylvester Boka, our partner from FTPO, Slovenia. Hello, Sylvester. I know you had some technical issues. We are glad to see you here, and thank you. And the floor is all yours, Sylvester.
Thank you, Amy. I hope now will be everything okay. So I will present you the technical aspect of this open call. So when you will writing the proposal, please pay attention that you will have topics input as kind of material which is used also in the DeremCo project, then the process or the output as the final product, which is also possible. So you have three possibility, and you can mix those three aspects also, so that you have as well input process as well as output. So for the technical aspects, we have 6 main topics which are the most important also for the DeremCo project. And the first one is, next slide please, Amy. The first one is for additive manufacturing for large format 3D printing. Here one demo case is dedicated also for production of large-scale parts with 3D printing, and you can have also the help of the project partner dealing with this demo case in the field of 3D printing process and also design for additive manufacturing. If you choose this topic, then limited amount of the material you can also get from the DeremCo partners. In the this material is thermoplastic composite made of one thermoplastic resin material. The most usual material now used is ABS, and also some tests were done already with polyamide or with ABS, with addition of mechanical recycled end-of-life wind blades, and also some tests were done with recycled carbon fibers. So you have, if you choose this option, then at least 20% of this waste material should be then added to the matrix, but in the same time it's desired that also the matrix is recycled, so that you choose then material, then partner can help you then to make or to gain knowledge regarding the 3D printing technology, also how to create the drawing for the part which must be 3D printed then. The next topic, next slide please, is also output, and this is dedicated to the hybrid yarn. Here is another project partner which is making this hybrid yarn out of the paralyzed carbon fibers as the main material, and then is this carbon fiber around this carbon fiber they put then recycled polyester or recycled polyamide fibers. So they managed to get a yarn which is not very fine due to the composition, several millimeters in the diameter, but it can be used then for, we have find a targeting industries like nautical, furniture, and also automotive sector. And the knowledge about this yarn can be then transferred to you through this DeremCo partner, which is dealing with the production of this hybrid yarn. Next slide, please. It's again output or off-taking. Here is the main topic, bulk molding compound. The material is mixed together based on thermoset resin with addition of recycled thermoset resin, recycled end-of-life wind blades material, and also some needed additives, then to get the mixture, which can be then either pressed or injection molding as the virgin bulk molding compound. From the project partners, a partner which have this demo case, you can get also the training regarding the bulk molding compounds, and also all the versions they can explain which they tried till now, and they got really good results, as well mechanical as also thermal properties were really very good. And also advice about the design of the product, which are made then with this technology, can be done then via these project partners, and also regarding the designing the mold for this bulk molding compound process. Next slide, please. Then perhaps the topic dealing with the most demo cases in the DeremCo project here is dealing with the injection molding of the, we called it DeremCo materials. These DeremCo materials usually, as I mentioned already, recycled thermoplastic matrices, different grades, polypropylene or polyamide, different types, or PETG or ABS, and also other material are possible, where we mix then mechanical or also paralyzed end-of-life wind blades material. In the case of the mechanical recycling, we have then between 20 and 60% glass fibers or carbon fibers inside, and the rest are then thermoset matrices. And in the case of pyrolyzed material, then you have plain either carbon fibers or glass fibers. Here we can use then, according to different compounding technologies, then also different sizes of this shredded and grinded material. So a lot of different variation regarding the enhancement of the mechanical and also thermal properties are here visible. And if you applied for this topic, then again, small amount of the material you can get from the DeremCo partners, and we wish that you apply with the technologies or industry sectors which are not automotive industry. So like mentioned already before, perhaps nautical or caravaning or building sector are here prioritized. And also, if you have the possibility then to do the business in less developed regions, is here really desired. Also, if you find the original closed loop versions for such material, then it is also beneficial for the application. Next slide, please. Here is then another topic is input as the material. So here we are looking for the new typologies of the waste material, especially based on natural fibers, which can be then recycled. Here the project partners dealing with reprocessing of waste composite material based on natural fibers can give you then his facility available to make tests and also the waste material for testing you can get also from this partner. And yeah, it's also very, very interesting topic, especially due to the really nice processability of the natural fibers, because the natural fibers have really high toughness, so they don't usually break during the reprocessing, so the mechanical properties are not so decreased as in the case of the glass fibers or carbon fibers when they are recycled. So, and finally, on the next slide, then is the last technical topic. This is here we are looking inside the DeremCo project for the technologies or techniques for easier impregnation of the recycled mat made out of the grinded shredded end-of-life wind blades, or also carbon fibers, and some versions we made also out of the paralyzed material, as well glass, as well as carbon fibers. So here we are looking here for the process, for the techniques, for the material additives which can be used, which can enable then easier impregnation of the resin, especially if the light RTM process for the production of the thermoset composites parts is used. And also for hot pressing technology, we saw that there are still some issues for really homogeneous impregnation of this material. So as a conclusion, I can say that we have these different topics where you can apply. So the first one, additive manufacturing, then the hybrid yarn, then the bulk molding compound, injection molding, natural fibers, and impregnation of the recycled mat for thermoset production. So I think if you are in the polymer processing business, I think there is a lot of possibility that you can find some product where you can then offer the market really the recycled the product made out of completely recycled materials, which is beneficially for our environment. And also I think you have then a good chance to survive on the really tough market due to usage of recycled material, and also solving the environmental problems which appears also with the usage of end-of-life wind blades, for which we don't have really working solution till now. You can use our help, and also for all these topics we have inside the DeremCo consortium, really from different countries, different companies, different institutions, really good educated people, which will be then your mentor for open call work. So also the help of the mentor can be then the final help for to succeed then that you finally find good solution and that you made also for the market then really interesting and wonderful product out of the DeremCo material with help of DeremCo knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sylvester. I couldn't have said it better. I think you summarize very well the expectations of the DeremCo consortium, and you've made already a very good call for anyone, any SME that has a product or a process or an input material, and that wants to bring this material to the market, and I think the open call is a great instrument for this. The encouragement to the all the audience are participating. I think you already did the first step to participate in this webinar, to gain some information, and hopefully you go for proceed forward with your application. We are actually looking forward, and as Sylvester said, the DeremCo consortium is full of partners with a lot of expertise in all the areas that are present within the open call, and we will provide all the knowledge and the assistance that you will need in order to succeed. So again, a call for action. Please go ahead and submit. Now, as the final part of this webinar, we will open the floor for the Q&A session. And I invite all my colleagues to join me on the floor. We will try to address, if there are any queries or any clarifications, both from the general aspects of how to apply and all the details of the open call from a management perspective, and also from a technical perspective. I don't see any questions so far. Please, if you do have any questions, we're here for you. We will give you a few minutes, and hopefully we will get some questions. If we don't, in the meantime, Martin, if you can put back the email address from Meta Group, I think is good for the audience to see where they can reach out. And we will have exactly DeremCo@meta-group.com. That's the email address for any further information that you might need. Also, the information that we just presented is published in the DeremCo website. So if you have any other questions, you can reach the DeremCo website, where the eligibility criteria, the technical criteria are very well explained as well. Questions from the audience? Yes, Sylvester.
One help, perhaps then the question can appear. With this open call, we are looking for demand-driven solution which market needed, and you have here good opportunity also to use our knowledge gained in the DeremCo project, and you can then also expect the help from a technical mentor and also other DeremCo partners for successful implementation of this demand-driven request from the market.
Exactly. I think again, this is a great opportunity to for any SME. Of course, there are some constraints, right? Because we have, as Adelaida, maybe you can refresh which are the regions where the applicants, from where the applicants could be, is not open, unfortunately, to anyone. There are some regional constraints, but I think there are a lot of regions that are part of the consortia of the DeremCo.
Yes, for sure. I don't know if Martin could put the slides I think should be the second slide.
Otherwise, I just have it here because I have the DeremCo.
Me too, as well.
The DeremCo website open, and I can just refresh that. The SMEs could be from Basque Country, Spain, also from Italy, Lazio region, Lombardy region, Umbria region. Then from Finland, we are looking at SMEs from Länsi-Suomi region. From Austria, we have Carinthia, Upper Austria, and Lower Austria. Then from Slovenia, we have Eastern Slovenia. We have also from Portugal, region Centro, and from Belgium, region Flanders. I think these are all the regions within our the DeremCo project. Exactly, and now we're seeing also in the screen.
Yes, Slovenia is eastern and western
And
Slovenia,
western,
so
right?
the whole Slovenia.
The whole Slovenia. That's good.
Yes,
that's good. Okay, so far we just finished, again, just as a recap, we just concluded the first round of Open Call, right, Adelaide? And I think it was very successful. So
Yes.
again, a call for action for our audience. I hope that you found this informative webinar interesting, and that you follow with questions, if any, by email. And looking forward to see some of you applying through this good opportunity, through this good instrument. Then, if there are no questions, I guess we can close the webinar. Again, thank you so much, first of all, to the audience for being here with us, and of course to my colleagues for accompanying me today into this informative webinar. Thank you all. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you.
thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.